guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Lauren. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Today's a very exciting video. I'm going to be showing you some swatches as well as doing an eye look with Angelica's new palette in collaboration with Oden's eye. This is the Hela palette. Angelica is one of my friends here on YouTube and I'm just so happy for her. I think this is such an awesome collaboration. It just makes total sense. I'm excited to do a look today. If you haven't seen her video announcing this, I believe it went up yesterday, so I'm going to leave that link down below for you to check out and learn a little bit more about what she was thinking, more information about this. But this is what the palette looks like on the inside. It's very much like a green and pink themed palette. I feel like there's a lot of different things you could do with this, but I do think for today's look, I'm probably going to steer more toward the pinks, but I'm going to swatch everything out for you guys. Again, I will have her video linked down below because she does all the swatches. She describes the colors, but I thought I would also do swatches and let you know my thoughts on the colors and what they look like. And you guys seem to like my swatches and hopefully it'll be helpful in case you were thinking about getting this palette and you wanted some info. Anyway, let's get into swatches and then we'll get into the look. The first shade in the palette is called Rebirth and this is a matte pastel yellow. It is very pigmented. Like this one I feel like would really show up on the inner corner. I feel like you could really pop this pastel, which isn't always the case with pastels. Next we have the shade Fluorescence and this is a yellowy greeny sparkly shade. It's like semi-opaque. Lots of sparkle to this one. I love these types of shades on the inner corner as well. Next is the shade Underworld. This is a chartreuse matte green yellow. It's kind of acidy. You know, it has that kind of grungy quality to it as those greens and yellows mix. One of my favorite types of green colors, so love that one. Next is the shade Decay. This is it looks brown, but it's really like a really neutralized green. It almost has a gray, brown, green kind of cast to it. It's definitely a nice neutral that still goes with the greens, but doesn't scream green. The next shade is Golden Bridge, and this one is similar in formula to Fluorescence, but it is more green, a little bit deeper. Fluorescence is lighter. It kind of is shinier and catches the light because of its lightness, if that makes sense. Whereas Golden Bridge is a little bit deeper, and I feel like you can especially see that as you build that color up. Next is the shade Moss. This is a mossy green color. I feel like this is like an olive green, like a true olive green that doesn't have really a neutrality to it or like brown to it. It looks like one of those olives with the red pits to me, but I guess maybe the brighter version of that. Next we have the shade Venom. She described this as like a grass green, like a true green shimmer shade, and that is what this is. This is definitely kind of a classic green color, very bright, very punchy. I think this would look good like all over the lid, just your statement color all on the lid. It's a nice sparkly formula that has a shine to it. And then last in the second row is Oraboris, and this was named after the snake, and this is a beautiful forest hunter like green. It doesn't have too much blue in it, but it just has this really beautiful depth. It's like a matte jewel tone and it's a beautiful color. I think it will look so good with all of the greens in here. Next we have the shade Wolf, another one named after one of the brothers of Hela, but this is a grungy, mustardy, definitely very grungy. It has that mix of like yellow and brown, but then it's tinged with that green. Definitely like an interesting color, and I think it makes for something fun in the palette. Next is the shade Hela, and this is I think of this as like a bubblegum pink. It does have a peachy quality to it. It kind of looks like Pepto-Bismol, like that's a similar color I feel like, but it definitely has a peach to it. It's not just too cool toned. There's like a yellow to this pink. Then we have the shade Hellfire. This is a golden peachy metallic shade. So sparkly. This one looks so shiny, almost kind of wet looking. I think this is a shade that I would use quite a bit, especially with the shade Hello, that pink. I think they're gonna go together really well to create something beautiful and simple. Next we have the shade Goddess. This is like a bright berry pink to me. It has a depth to it, but it's definitely pink and not red. It's like a beautiful pink flower that has like a richness to it. I don't know. I'm like thinking of a hibiscus, I guess, but hibiscus are kind of like red orange, but this one's pink. The one I'm thinking of is this color pink, and that's a matte shade. Then we have the multi-chrome in the palette. This one's called the Double-Sided. It's a super fitting name, and this is a duochrome. What I can see of it, it has like a peachy orange, pink, as well as golden and kind of green duochrome to it. Kind of reminds me of the Kaleidos, the first multi-chrome highlighter they had. It's a similar multi-chrome to that, like that type of shift. Then we have the shade River, the one I cannot wait to put on my eyes. I love shades like this, so beautiful. This is a sheer, like semi-sheer, purple-based blue teal shifty duochrome shade. This is my kryptonite. These are the shades that I just absolutely love, so I'm definitely going to be using that in my look today, like I already know. I'm not gonna like try to lead you on, that's definitely being used. Then we have the shade Soot, and this is a blackened plum as Angelica described it. It is a very deep color, and I get what she's saying, how this could be really versatile in that when you blend this out, you're gonna get more of the plum, whereas if you really keep this pigmented or you build it up, it's gonna look almost kind of black and give you tons of depth. And I do think that you could make this work with so many of the colors in here. Like for any of the looks, you could use this to deepen up, and it's not going to be weird because it's like a blackened plum. And last, this is the shade Complete, and this is a shimmery black. I think this is a really beautiful shimmery black. I always imagine these colors looking so beautiful with something blended out, like any of the colorful shades blended out, and this going on top and then blending out on top of that, just peeking through underneath this kind of like cloak of like a starry night black sky over your lid, something smoky and sultry, and that has like a secret to it. That's how I imagine it. And that is the palette. I hope those swatches are helpful if you wanted to see them in a little bit more detail. Lots of beautiful mattes in here as well as shimmers. I'm really excited for that River shade, but there are some really pretty green shimmers in here. Lots of green shimmers actually. All right guys, it's time to use this on the eyes. I'm super excited. I'm gonna zoom you in. I have an idea for this look, but I do have to say, I just thought the whole like story of Hela was so interesting. Like that was one of my favorite parts of everything, just learning more about Norse mythology. So again, I suggest checking that video out just to hear about that. And also just the idea of, you know, death and life, and how without death, there really is no life. Like you need the contrast, right, to really appreciate either one. I think that's just, I don't know, it just resonated with me. So anyway, okay, I'm just priming my lids, getting them ready. I'm using the Sigma eye base. I believe it's in Sorbet. That's what I've just been using the most lately. And since I'm doing some of the pinks, I think it'll work out. Okay, so first I'm gonna take the shade Hela, that kind of more bubblegummy pink, the peachy pink. And I wanna blend this. I just fixed my camera, so hopefully I can keep my eye look in frame, but I'm gonna be putting this on the inner portion of the crease. I'm not necessarily like taking it into the brow bone like I sometimes do. Instead, I just want to have this kind of in the inner part, and we're gonna blend that into that deeper pink. I feel like that's super bright and pigmented, blended out super easy. I think next in that outer corner, I'm gonna start bringing in the Goddess shade, and that's going to just start going in that outer corner. It's bright. I feel like it's showing up very bright. And this is all building up a base for that duochrome River that I want to use. I feel like because it has like a purpley base, it'll go nicely with these pinks. Okay, I already just like how this looks. This would look so good if you just took Hellfire and put that on the lid and stopped there. I think that'd be so pretty. I didn't expect this pink to translate. I don't know why I thought it'd be deeper. I mean, it has a nice depth, but it's like really vibrant and really beautiful. I want to add Soot, but I know that it's very pigmented, and Angelica warned that it's very pigmented, and I don't normally go super deep, so I think I'm first going to go over with River and then add the matte on top of it. I feel like sometimes I have a little more control that way. We'll see if that's the right choice. Okay, so I'm going to take River. Ooh, so pretty. That's going to go honestly like all over. I'm definitely seeing the kind of green teal shimmer coming out on my lid. I feel like I didn't see that in the swatch, but on my eye, definitely picking up some of that green. It's super sparkly and super pretty, super shiny. I definitely think because that teals in there, the green kind of shines through. It's gonna look good with the green shades as well, which I think is really awesome for more cohesion with the palette. I just want to take my brush, I'm just blending everything all together, kind of just taking any of the stray shimmers, blending them out. And now I definitely want to add that soot shade because I need some depth out there, not just brightness. And I tend to just tap these types of colors in the outer corner and use my tapping to blend it out. You can definitely see how that changes the look. I really am glad I added that depth. I feel like this would look so good too as like a halo eye, but I'm doing a halo eye very soon for a look, so I don't want to like do the exact look I have in mind for that here. I want to add a little bit more of that pink to the outer corner. Make sure it's still there. I feel like this peach shade could work on my brow bone, so I'm gonna try it. It's a little chunky, so I don't know if it's the perfect thing for up there. I think that looks okay. Add some different sparkle. I just love how shimmer looks like taken all the way up. I really do. And I'm just gonna make sure that the lid shade has all that pigment on it. So I'm just going back in with my finger and that river shade. For the lower lash line, I really want to do the green inner corner, like the sparkly green inner corner, which isn't the lower lash line, but I think it will help give me an idea. So I'm going to take fluorescence and put that right on the inner corner. I love that. That's exactly what I like to do with this type of color. I'm going to take some of Soot and I'm going to keep it very close to that outer corner on the lower lash line, kind of matching it up. And I think I'm going to try to bring some of this matte green in that kind of center part of the lower lash line. Yeah, I think that's so pretty. I'm gonna go back in with fluorescence and just top over that slightly just to get a blend. Look at that, so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna add some mascara and I'm gonna clean up a little bit of the fallout and show you my final look. Okay guys, I love it. I'm gonna zoom you in even more. This is the final look. I love how the green came in. I love pairing pinks and greens together, and I just think it looks so beautiful here. And there's something about this lower lash line, the purple into the green, there's something so sultry about it that has me really excited actually to take the pinks out altogether and do something like this, or even just the, I don't know, the mattes just like have blended really nice and make me want to do something with those greens and that purple like soot shade. I don't know. That's my next look. I know that, I could tell you that. But I think it looks so pretty, so sparkly. I have a little bit of fallout. I didn't use a glitter glue though, so you could do that. I mean, I tend to have some fallout with shimmery shades all the time, since I just put them on with my fingers. I also really loved the kind of sparkly shade on the brow bone. I was kind of wary if that would look good, but I don't know. I'm really into this look, and I think that the all over shimmer that I used, that river shade, the teal in it, that green tealy color, it turns very golden, and I really feel like that helps tie the green in. So I'm like really into this. I didn't know where the look was going initially, but I think it turned out beautiful. All right guys, I really hope you enjoyed the look. I am excited to do more looks with this palette, but so far I'm really happy with the quality. I love the way that everything performed on my eyes as well. And yeah, I hope this video was helpful if you were thinking about maybe getting the palette. I believe this is launching on the 14th of February. I do have an Oden's Eye code. It saves you 10% off. It doesn't work on collab items, but if you pick up anything else, it will work on those. And yeah, very exciting. I don't know why, but like what's on my eyes and what's in here, although obviously it seems like duh, I don't know. It feels like it translates different from here onto my eyes, and I really, really love the eye look. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. Again, congrats to Angelica on this collab. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Singles week is coming. I'm preparing for that, so be prepared, okay? I'm gonna try to be. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.